My name is Ryan. I'm 41 years old and I'm from Southeast Indiana. If you're clicking on this video, you're probably looking for a weight loss success story, but that's not what this is yet. So what this is a confession. I'm starting this channel to document my journey with Zepbound, GLP-1 medication, because to be completely honest, I've failed up to this point. I spent years trying to white knuckle my way through diets, the right way to do it, only to lose the weight and end up exactly where I started, or worse. I've hit over 520 pounds, and I've reached a point where my comfort zone that I've built around myself it's poisoning me, it's killing me. So I'm done with the excuses, I'm done with the shame, I'm putting my pride aside and starting something that up to this point I felt like it was cheating. So this is the start of something where I want to start reclaiming my life. Once a week I'm going to try to be doing a video and sharing my success. So this is going to be brutally honest. I'm going to go through everything that I'm going to be experiencing through this whole process, the good, the bad, and I'm going to try to document as much as I can. Welcome to my journey. If you told me a year ago that I'd be sitting in front of this camera talking about starting a GLP-1 medication like Zepbound, I would have laughed, and honestly I probably would have judged it pretty hard. For a long time I looked at these new weight loss shots and thought, this is the easy way out, that's the lazy way to do it, and I told myself if I just had a little bit more discipline and just bear down and get through another diet, I could do this on my own. But judgment's pretty cheap when you're the one fighting for your life. The hardest part of this entire process isn't booking the doctor's appointment. It's finally looking in the mirror and admitting the brutal truth that I have a problem. And it's not just a lack of willpower. It's turned into an addiction. The crazy thing is I know I can do it. I've done it before. About 10 years ago, completely locked in. It was around 2014 to 2016. I went from 402 pounds all the way down to about 223, and I loved it. I was in a great spot. I proved to myself back then that I had the grit to do it, but by the end of 2017 I had gained almost every single pound of that back, and maybe even a little bit more, but I was pretty close back to right where I was. During that time, I was dating around a lot, and I got caught in a really incredibly toxic relationship with a now ex-girlfriend, who it turned out was a meth addict. And the whole situation is kind of a crazy story, and a completely different video if I ever decide to document that, but who knows. But during one of those arguments, she told me something that I completely laughed off at the time. She looked at me and said, "Addiction isn't just about drugs or alcohol. Food can also be an addiction too." And I basically laughed at her, dismissed it because of basically who it came from. I had a meth addict telling me that I have an addiction, and I just couldn't see that. But years later, a sentence really started jolting something awake in my mind, especially here recently. She was right. The constant cravings, the obsession, the way my brain seeks comfort in eating, it's a literal addiction. Every single diet cycle since then has left me heavier, until recently when I stepped on the scale and I saw a number that stopped me dead in my tracks. I had eclipsed 500, and I was actually sitting at around 520. And as I make this video, I'm actually sitting at 521.6. When you hit 520 pounds, your pride just doesn't matter anymore, because at this size, it stops being just a physical problem. It's growing into a massive mental one, and I've recently started struggling with it pretty toughly. Lately I've realized that my comfort zone it's an absolute poison that I've created. I've been finding every excuse under the sun to never leave my house. I make up excuses to avoid doing things with the small amount of friends that I have left. I make up excuses to avoid family. The sheer anxiety of just leaving the house at this current weight It's grown into a mental disorder, but I'm refusing to let this completely consume me, and I'm kind of done hiding. But here's the good news. I am in a good spot in my life to actually fix this. I have a work from home job now. I do a 40 hour week. I don't have to work weekends anymore. I only have to work 4 days a week now. I do 10-hour shifts Monday through Thursdays, and I get Fridays and Saturday and Sundays off. It's a great job to have. So like I said, I have the time, I have the environment, and I can control my schedule a little bit to actually dedicate myself to this journey fully. My plan isn't just to take a shot and sit on the couch. As soon as I drop just a little bit of weight, to take the pressure off my joints, I'm going right back into the gym. And one of the ways I really want to get out of my comfort zone is to maybe get a personal trainer. I want to aggressively force myself out of this comfort zone, because staying inside, it literally means dying at this point. So I'm turning to Zepbound because I need a tool to turn off the constant overwhelming food noise, so that I can actually do the heavy lifting. I'm not looking for a lazy way out, even though even in my mind I see it as cheating. But at this point, there's just too much noise around it. People are losing weight. People are using the medical science to quiet the addiction, so I can fight for my life at this point. I'm going to be documenting every single week of this journey, the good, the bad, the unfiltered truth. So if you're trapped in your own comfort zone and you're ready to break out, subscribe, follow along. I have a long journey ahead of me. As I'm recording this, it's Sunday. I do have the medication already. So as you can see, it's going to be the Zepbound quick pen. Apparently there's a month, 4 doses in this one little pen. I haven't even opened it up yet. But I have it. It's going to be sitting in my fridge. I'm going to start it on Thursday. So I'm probably going to make another video later this week, documenting, figuring out how to take this shot. And I'm nervous about it, honestly. I'm really kind of nervous about it. I've done my research on it. Some of the side effects are kind of whatever, but I'm nervous. I'm not a big shot person, and that's what this is. So I don't know. I don't know what to expect, really. I don't know how it's going to treat me, which is why I'm starting it on Thursday, because I've heard it takes, maybe 8 to 12 hours to kind of get started, and there's some pain, so I'm going to take it like midday Thursday, and then we'll see what it looks like. So I'm probably going to do some social media stuff. I'll probably be doing TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that as well. I already have the channels all set up because I've tried doing these diets before where I was trying to lose weight, and even up to last year I did good for about 3 months. I had lost like 56 pounds in 3 months, but one bad day turns into two bad days turns into a week, and then by then you don't really care anymore, and you're just like, I'll start again on Monday, and then Monday rolls around and you screw up on Monday, and you're like, I'll give it another week, and it's just a repeating cycle. But with this, who knows? We'll see what happens. Because at this point, it's either this works or the surgery, and I don't want to do surgery. That would be something I really don't want to go through. So I'm hoping that this helps, because like I said, I know I have it in me to do it, and I can do everything, but sometimes that food noise gets too loud, and it really derails me. So if this cures that, if this fixes that issue, then I see good things. So we'll try it for a month. Well, we're going to try it for a little while. We're going to give it more than a month, but this one pen is a month's worth, and apparently it's the 2.5 milligram doses, and then I think probably next week they jump you up to 5 or something like that. I can't remember, but we'll see how it goes. And like I said, I'm going to try to do some daily shorts here on YouTube and TikTok and all the other little platforms for social media. So yeah, follow the journey. It's going to be a long one. I have roughly 300 pounds to lose, and I have a lot of stuff I want to do while I can still do it. So follow along, like, subscribe, follow my socials. I'm gonna be here for a while. See you guys.